If you are looking to get permanent residency in Australia through aged care, this video is for you. Immigration, probably a year or 2 years ago, came out with what's called a labour agreement for aged care providers. I'm not talking about PR if you're a registered nurse or an occupation on the core skilled list. I'm talking about PR for someone who's an assistant or a care worker in an aged care provider. Now, firstly, this will only work if your employer has a labour agreement. If your employer is unwilling to get that labour agreement, you can't apply if you're an aged care worker with them. You need to go find another employer. I'll put a link below. You can actually find employers who are already signed up to that labour agreement. Maybe try there, because if they're already signed up, they're a lot more likely to sponsor you than a whole aged care provider going out and going through the whole labour agreement process. What you need to meet the requirements. Put simply, you need to have a Cert III or Cert IV qualification in the relevant field if you did study in Australia. If you didn't study in Australia, you need the relevant qualification and at least a year of work experience. You need an employer to nominate you, and you need that employer to have a labour agreement. I know I'm stressing this, but it's the most crucial part. Basically, once your employer has a labour agreement, they've essentially gone, hey immigration, we want to sponsor aged care workers because we can't find them. We've got a genuine need, we've consulted the relevant industry bodies, and we simply just need this labour agreement. Once your employer has that labour agreement, they can then nominate you for the visa. And once they nominate you for the visa, they need to show that they couldn't find an Australian to fill the role, give you a full-time employment agreement. So there are salary concessions with this labour agreement. So what this means is you don't need to be paid $76,515 on a full-time basis. You can actually be paid significantly less than this, which is great because obviously the wage in aged care is not the best. They would be looking at $330 for the nomination and then $1,200 or $1,800 per year of visa they want to issue. You would then be able to lodge the visa application. So it's a standard 482 labour agreement stream. And the visa charge is $3,230 per person. As I said before, if you studied in Australia, you just need the Cert III, Cert IV, quite low English, and you are eligible. Basically what happens is once the 482 visa is approved, as long as you are under 45 years old, you would need to remain on that visa for 2 years. And then after that, your employer can nominate you for the permanent 186. I hope you found this information helpful. The key thing that I want to stress is you must be nominated by an employer with a labour agreement. If your employer does not have a labour agreement, you can't get nominated by them, so this pathway isn't for you. Try to find an employer who already has that agreement and try and start early, okay? Because they're not gonna sponsor you if you're over the other side of the country and you've never worked for them. That's unrealistic. Most employers I know will want you to work for them for a period of 6 months, demonstrate that you are worth nominating before they actually pull the trigger. I hope you found this information helpful. If you do have any other questions, feel free to contact Pathway to Oz.